Good morning, students. So in previous class we have learned position of hydrogen in the periodic table. Now we will discuss about hydrides. So now first of all we will discuss what is the definition of hydrides. Dihydrogen combines with all elements except noble gases to form binary compounds is called hydrides. What is the definition here? Dihydrogen, that is H2, combines with all elements except noble gases to form binary compounds called hydrides. The question is rising from here, what is the hydrides? What are hydrides? Okay, so this is the definition of hydrides. Now, hydride can be represented as EHX. Here E means other element that combines with hydrogen, and the X means number of hydrogens. So two formulas are there. So one is single E, that means one element. Here EM means more than one, that means 2, 3, like this. Okay, so both are we called hydrides. Hydrides can be expressed as EHX like this. Best example for the hydrides here: sodium hydride NaH, magnesium hydride, lithium hydride, diborane. Here what is the formula? Very important. What is the formula of diborane? B2H6. The formula is like this: EMHN, B2H6. So in this topic it is a very important. Write the diborane formula, or which of the following diborane molecular formula. What is molecular formula? B2H6. Next, hydrides are classified as three types. So first one is ionic or saline salt-like hydrides. Next, covalent or molecular hydrides. Third one is metallic and non-stoichiometric hydrides. Okay, so first we will discuss ionic or saline or salt-like hydrides. When hydrogen reacts with S-block elements means first A and second A group elements. When hydrogen reacts with S-block elements, what happens? Ionic or saline or salt-like hydrides are formed. So best example here: lithium hydride, beryllium hydride, magnesium hydride. In this, lithium, beryllium and magnesium or belongs to S-block elements. Okay, here these compounds, which compounds here? Lithium hydride, beryllium hydride, magnesium hydride having covalent character is very important. Next property: beryllium hydride, magnesium hydride are polymeric in structure. It is one of the important. Polymeric in structure. Polymeric means he is a gained molecule, like this beryllium hydride. This is the structure of polymeric structure. So here the question is rising from here: which of the following hydrides having a polymeric in structure? Which compounds? Beryllium hydride and magnesium hydride. Both are exist as a polymeric in structure. Next, another property: These are, that means, which are ionic or saline or salt-like hydrides, crystalline and non-volatile and non-conducting in solid state. So here the current will not flow through the compounds whenever in solid state. It is a non-volatile. Non-volatile means not easily evaporate. Okay, so these properties having ionic hydrides. Next property, these compounds melt, conduct electricity, but in solid state it is a non-conducting, but whenever in the form of melts, conduct electricity. And on hydrolysis liberate hydrogen gas at anode, which confirms the existence of hydride ion. Okay, for example, here one of the ionic hydride, that is sodium hydride, taken. So on hydrolysis, so it is a hydrolysis process. Okay, so in this two electrodes are there. One is cathode electrode, second one is anode electrode. Cathode electrode having a negative charge, anode electrode having a positive charge. So whenever hydrolysis of sodium hydride, so it is a dissociate into Na plus ions, H minus ions. So H here 2 Na plus ions, H minus ions. H minus, that is hydride ions, are discharged at anode. Sodium plus ions are discharged at cathode. So that is explained. At cathode what happened? Positive ions, that is Na plus ions, are discharged. At anode negative ions are discharged. So that is, negative ions discharge is nothing but hydrogen gas liberated at anode. Okay, so this indicate, which indicate liberating of hydrogen gas, indicate that compound existence, that compound conduct, that compound conducting H minus ions. Okay, this is the reaction at anode. So two hydride ions are combined to form hydrogen gas liberated plus 2 electrons are emitted. Next, another property, these reacts with water form hydrogen gas. Okay, sodium hydride react with water to form sodium hydroxide, is a base, and hydrogen gas liberated. And next, last property, 8 moles of lithium hydride react with aluminum chloride to form lithium aluminum hydride, and 6 moles of lithium chloride will form. So here lithium aluminum hydride is a very important. Write the formula of lithium aluminum hydride. Okay, next, another lithium, 2 moles of lithium react with diborane to form lithium tetrahydroborate or lithium borohydride. So these two compounds are very important in your exam purpose. Write the formula of lithium borohydride or lithium aluminum hydride. Okay, so this is the information about ionic or saline or salt-like hydrides. Next one is covalent or molecular hydrides. Okay, next one is covalent or molecular hydrides. What is the definition of covalent or molecular hydrides? When hydrogen, that is dihydrogen, when dihydrogen reacts with p block elements, molecular hydrides are formed. molecular or covalent hydrates are formed. So here carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, these are p block elements. Okay, so what is the definition? When hydrogen reacts with p block elements, which are p block? Carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, these are p block elements, can form molecular hybrids. Now properties. So these are volatile compounds, means easily evaporate. And further again, these covalent hydrates or molecular hydrates are classified into three types. First one is electron deficient, means fewer electrons. Few electrons, available of few electrons, central atom containing the few electrons. Next, electron precise. Electron precise means corresponding electrons. There is no less, there is no more, equal or required electrons. For example, central atom having 8 electrons are required. Precise means if the central atom containing the 8 electrons, that is electron precise. Required electrons. So electron rich means more electrons. Okay, so now first we will discuss electron deficient. So these hydrates also called Lewis acid, that is electron acceptor. Electron deficient means less electrons, central atom containing the less electron. For example, boron hydride or aluminum trichloride. So here how many electrons? The boron containing the 6 electrons and aluminum containing 6 electrons. Actually, to obey the octet rule, central atom containing the 8 electrons. But here instead of 8 electrons, only 6 electrons are available. That's why these compounds are called electron deficient hydrides. Electron deficient because central atom containing the fewer electrons. So this boron hydride BH3 exists as a dimer, that is B2H6. This boron hydride exists as a dimer because dimer is a very stable molecule. Okay, next, all 13 group elements will form electron deficient compounds. Which group? All 13 group elements, that is boron, aluminum, gallium, indium, thallium. Next one is electron precise. Precise means required electrons. Precise means required electrons. How many? 8 electrons. So methane can form. So what is that? Is this carbon containing the 8 electrons? How it can? So hydrogen, 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 hydrogen. How many electrons? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 electrons. So that's why here methane belongs to the electron precise hydride. And all 14 group elements, carbon, silicon, germanium, tin, lead, can form electron precise hydrides. And third one is electron rich hydrides. Excess electrons. Here 15 to 17, that is NH3, nitrogen containing the excess electrons, and oxygen containing 2 lone pairs of electrons, excess electron, and the fluorine containing 3 lone pairs of electrons. So excess electrons are there. That's why these hydrides are called electron rich hydrides. Okay, so they are also called Lewis bases. Lewis bases means, what is that? Electron donors. So here electron deficient means Lewis acid and electron acceptor. And what is that? Electron rich hydrates are called Lewis bases, that is electron donors. So here these are from hydrogen bonding. Which are these are means which are electron rich hydrides can form hydrogen bonding due to the high electronegativity of nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine. So hydrogen bonding is very important. So which type of hydrides can form hydrogen bonding or hydrogen bond? Which type? Electron rich hydrides can form hydrogen bonding due to the high electronegativity atom of nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine. Electron rich hydrides are also called Lewis bases, that is electron donors. Okay, this is the information about covalent or molecular hydrides. In this very important electron rich hydrides and electron deficient hydrides, because electron deficient are Lewis acid, that is electron acceptor, and electron rich hydrides Lewis bases, that is electron donors. Next, third one is, and the last one is, metallic or non-stoichiometric or interstitial hydrides. So these compounds can form by all F block elements. In particularly D block elements, only 3 third group, fourth group, fifth group, and in sixth group only chromium can form metallic or non-stoichiometric hydrides. But exception here, in D block elements, 7th group, 8th group, 9th group did not form metallic hydrides. Okay, so here is also simple, but you remember it. Which D block elements can form the metallic hydrides? 3rd, 4th group, 5th group. In 6th group only chromium can form metallic hydrides. Okay, so best example of metallic hydrides: lanthanum hydride, ytterbium hydride, titanium hydride. Okay, so here hydrogen, how much the hydrogen atoms are? We cannot say one hydrogen or two hydrogens. Here how much the percentage? 2.87 means it's a non-stoichiometric ratio. So that's why we called non-stoichiometric hydrides. Non-stoichiometric means fraction values. That means 2.87, 2.35, 1.5 to 1.8. This indicated non-stoichiometric compositions. Okay, the composition of hydrogen is non-stoichiometric. That's why these type of hydrides are called non-stoichiometric hydrides. Metal means lanthanum, ytterbium, titanium. These are metals. That's why these are called metallic hydrides. Now, what is the interstitial is very important. Interstitial means, for example, you take a metal. In metal structure like this, arrangement of atoms, metal atoms. So here between the metal atoms some space is there. That space is called interstitial spaces. So when hydrogen occupies this interstitial spaces, then crystal structure will distortion. Distortion means this crystal structure will change. That's why these types of hydrides are called interstitial hydrides. Once again repeated, this is a metal structure. In this, metal atoms are arranged like this. So whenever metal atoms are arranged like this, some spaces are there. That space is called interstitial spaces or interstitial space. When hydrogen atoms are occupy this interstitial space, what happened? then the crystal structure will distortion. That's why these types of hydrides are called interstitial hydrides, but exceptions are there. That is very, very important. Nickel, palladium, cerium, actinium, these are exceptions. Okay, this is the information about types of hydrides. Thank you. Here, very, very important, once again repeated, here exceptions are important, and example for the non-stoichiometric hydrate, simple, you can see that points the composition of hydrates like a fractions, so you can easily find out. So 2.87 is nothing but fraction value. That's why this hydrate belongs to the non-stoichiometric or interstitial hydrates. So give the example for interstitial hydrates, or identify the which of the following act as a interstitial hydrates. So generally you can easily identify if the hydrogen composition of hydrogen is non-stoichiometric. So for example here, sodium hydrate, one hydrogen atom is a simple whole number, means is stoichiometric. Magnesium hydrides, how many hydrogen atoms? 2 hydrogen atoms. This is also we can call that stoichiometric, but fraction values of hydrogen composition is a non-stoichiometric. Simple, you can say that stoichiometric means simple whole numbers, that is 1, 2, 3, 4 up to like this. But non-stoichiometric means 1.5, 2.5, 3.5 or any point like this. Okay, fraction values. And here important is which hydrates, electron rich hydrates called Lewis bases can act as a electron donors, and it can form hydrogen bonding. Electron rich hydrates. Okay. Electron precious, CH4 means 14th group elements can form electron precise hydrates. Electron deficients can act as a Lewis acid, electron acceptor. Okay.